Hey, I'm letting you know right now. You don't want Russ to get involved. People be playing with Russ's name, but he's extremely versatile as an artist. He's got bars and he can make a hit. And he's extremely vulnerable and he's honest about himself. He's very self-aware. So I think it'd be hard to have a character breakdown of someone like Russ. I mean, you could I'm not saying it's impossible and people could do it, but I think it would be a hard challenge for a lot of people in the game. I would like to see I think Russ should throw some shots out there or respond to something or at least address, what's going on in the game on his album Wild. I'm wondering how that's going to go. But we got his Just Incredible freestyle. He's going to get on Just Incredible and go crazy. So I'm going to try to get as many bars as I can. Hopefully not going to make this one too long, but I do want to get in here and I want to see what Russ got to bring to Just Incredible because he's got to spit on here. So let's go.
Just incredible.
And it's over Closer. That's a classic beat. Classic.
Yeah, hip hop, baby. My brother Russ is here. It's time to get to some bars, man. Welcome back, my boy.
Let's go.
Good to see
Let's
you,
get that
man.
chomp
I'm
energy.
excited, bro.
I'm excited to have you on the show, man.
I just hope my chain looks like Jalen Hurts' chain. That's it.
It's shining like a
Shout out to Jalen Hurts
motherfucker
jeweler.
baby. Oh yeah,
With the
Russ
wild
is
pendant?
here.
Okay,
Just
okay.
Incredibles freestyle series, man. Let's get to it, my brother. You know what the fans want to see.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I've been on my shit, that's why I'm reaping rewards. Can't be married to my outcome, I've been seeking divorce. Reaching towards having faith, like real faith, maybe one day. Used to fly standby, now my outfit's from the runway.
Nice.
Used to drink Bombay, my birthstone's a sapphire. My dad's a family guy, my money put him in a quagmire. Mismanaged that, wish that I could take the damage back. Things went south, this that north of Atlanta rap.
No, that's Russ can flow, man. Russ is spitting the way that he ends a bar and will start the next bar with the same rhyme scheme and just keep it going and keep the flow of the sequence going. He's flowing. Not too many flips yet, but he's rapping his ass
Having
off.
faith, like real faith, maybe one day. Used to fly standby, now my outfit's from the runway.
Nice.
Used to drink Bombay, my birthstone's a sapphire. My dad's a family guy, my money put him in a quagmire. Mismanaged that, wish that I could take the damage back. Things went south, this that north of Atlanta rap. I thought I knew it all, been finding out I don't. At least I got a lot of M's, like I'm typing out a moan. And I like how I've been grown, it's not linear, but what is?
A lot of M's like I'm typing out what?
Things went south, this that north of Atlanta rap. I thought I knew it all, been finding out I don't. At least I got a lot of M's, like I'm typing out a moan. And I like how I've been grown, it's not linear, but what is? One song at a time, been trying to tell the world who Russ is. Mental gymnastics, my thoughts doing cartwheels. I put my heart in this and now I'm always at Hartsfield. I like a la carte deals, custom and tailor-made. Cussing like I'm a sailor, fuck it, I'm making waves.
Come on.
Visualize my life and then I watch it start taking shape. She got that gorilla grip, we shopping at Bay the Nape. I had to make a way, take the unbeaten path at this point in my
Bay the Nape, Gorilla, the logo. She got that gorilla grip. That's crazy, dude. Russ, he's flowing. I'm telling you, man. The way that he can rap like this, but also make a hit and get on the hooks, do his own production, and it all sounds really good. Russ is a really underrated rapper in the game right now, and I don't think anybody wants him to get involved in nothing. So let's keep this going.
My career 50-50 ain't even mad.
Yeah.
This 100-0, I ain't doing 80-20. Made another $1 million. Used to shop at JCPenney.
Crazy.
Facts.
Hold up. Like that? Used to shop at JCPenney.
I did. That was the entrance to the mall.
Damn facts, man. Shit, man. And look where
All
we
the time.
are now, man.
Come on, let's go.
Man, I'm not
Let's go.
done though.
You got more for us, my
Yeah.
brother?
Of course.
Oh, Russ is
Come
here.
on.
Some more drama with somebody that I love, shocker. Tired of talking about it though, and I'm a fucking talker. I used to scrape the resin just so I could pack a bowl. Now I'm making beats and I'm in Ghani out in Jackson Hole.
Woo! All that. Hold up.
Drama with somebody that I love, shocker. Tired of talking about it though, and I'm a fucking talker.
Even his delivery there, it's just so casual, like he's in conversation. Some more drama in my life with somebody that I love, shocker. That's obviously it's a dope bar, and he says I'm getting tired of talking about it, and I'm a fucking talker, and that says a lot, man. It's like someone like me getting tired of talking about something. It's like you've had it up to here when you're tired of talking about it, and you're the type of person that won't shut up about anything.
I used to scrape the resin just so I could pack a bowl.
Relate? Yeah, we can relate.
Now I'm making beats and I'm in Ghani out in Jackson Hole.
Dude, the braggadocious bars, the Jay-Z Drake type of vibes that I get from his raps is something that I've really liked from Russ because He came from the, splitting 5 on McDoubles. I ain't going back. Like that type of rap to like now he ain't going back. So it's over now. He's got all these bars that he can get off about the places he's been, the things that he's done, and the way that he makes it just sound so cool in the raps is dope. Like I said, it gives like Drake and Jay-Z vibes of that like braggadocious. The bravado was like what I like to call it, the bravado rap. This stuff is super dope.
I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall. Now he drives a Benz.
Woo! I just gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall. Now he drives a Benz. Fire with the Cartier on the wrist. Like I will stand on. I don't like the bust downs, but Cartier is a good choice.
I put him where it's always sunny, but it's far from Philly. Grew up on Wayne, I told my agent we should charge a milli. Cause I've been listening.
Grew up on Wayne, I told my agent we should charge a milli.
Peyton Manning on the Broncos, cause I've been trying to get it since the dudes are wearing Sperry's. And
wait, hold on,
cause
what?
I've been listening, Peyton Manning on the Broncos, cause I've been trying to get it since the dudes are wearing Sperry's and the girl.
I just heard Peyton Manning on the Broncos, and I'm a Broncos fan, man. I need that bar. I'm gonna get that off later.
Cause I've been listening, Peyton Manning on the Broncos.
I've been lit since Peyton Manning on the Broncos, and Peyton Manning got traded to the Broncos in 2012. That's way before I heard of Russ. I heard of Russ in like 2015, 16, but I know he's putting stuff out for a long time. He's got mixtapes that go that far. I've been lit since Peyton Manning on the Broncos is a stupid fire, and I'm biased for that line. Yes, absolutely.
I've been trying to get it since the dudes are wearing Sperry's and the girls are wearing Chacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones, and I've been throwing combos ever since. Punched in the gut, I had to build
Boxing
my core.
bar.
I flipped my boat, I didn't know if I could swim ashore. Think before you speak to me, I'm on the fucking edge. I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge.
Damn, like that.
That's crazy though.
Had a fucking ledge.
I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge.
edge.
Bro. Sometimes being nostalgic makes me depressed. Bro.
Damn, man.
Shit, man.
Russ came
I know he's
through,
got
man.
more.
I feel
He's got
like
way
I still
more.
got more to say.
Damn, he got another round on it. Hold up. There's more in the clip, baby.
Yeah.
Russ is here. Let's go crazy on him, man.
Come on, let's see.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me. No one in the world has shitted on me like I've shitted on me. Loneliness from knowing everyone's dependent on me. Trauma-based fear is putting spiritual restrictions on me. Meditation to get into in my body more. Somatic memories brewing, I feel like Bobby Orr. All this ice, but my amygdala is not chilling. Shows around the globe, but they be thinking it's just blonde women. The talent God given, the sweat of hand stitch. Drawing out my plans, but now it's looking like my hand slipped.
Okay, he said a lot here. I got to go back to the beginning of the verse, but that last part about shows all around the world and they just thinking it's just blonde women, like, oh, Russ's fans is just little white girls from suburbia. He's like, oh well, I got shows everywhere. I got shows all over the world, so it ain't just one particular demographic. So let's start that verse over.
Yeah.
Russ is here. Let's go crazy on him, man.
Come on.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me. No one in the world has shitted on me like I've shitted on me.
And that right there is what I was saying at the beginning about him being vulnerable and very self-aware in his raps. I feel like you can't say nothing to Russ that he hasn't already critiqued about himself or already heard, or he's way harder about himself on. So that would be a very interesting thing to see if he and anybody get into a little back and forth. I'd like to see Russ in some lyrical warfare for sure.
Loneliness from knowing everyone's dependent on me. Trauma-based fear is putting spiritual restrictions on me. Meditation to get into in my body more. Somatic memories brewing, I feel like Bobby Orr. All this ice, but my amygdala is not chilling. Shows around the globe, but they be thinking it's just blonde women. The talent God given, the sweat of hand stitch. Drawing out my plans, but now it's looking like my hand slipped. Atlantic Ocean, what I'm flying over. When I was a kid, I used to rap next to the fire poker. Now I stoke the flames. All my interviews are candid.
As a kid, I used to rap next to the fire poker, but now I stork the flames. Oh man,
I know
that's
I'm not
hard.
the only
That's
one
hard.
struggling like Sam Smith, but I'm feeling stranded. My life is insular, running through the fire. Remember running through the sprinklers. Damn.
Yeah.
I look at my own nervous system like an enemy. 0 to 100, dog. I'm waking up at 70. Not a celebrity, I'm just a human.
Facts.
I'm reading James Clear and Rick Rubin, trying not to skim through it. I hate I always need something I gotta triumph over. I
Russ has got the reading bars too. I like his book bars all the time.
keep the money in the family like the Giants owner. Georgia license holder. I hate
Trying to keep the money in the fam like the Who owner.
I'm reading James Clear and Rick Rubin, trying not to skim through it. I hate I always need something I gotta triumph over. I keep the money in the family like the Giants owner. Georgia
Like the
license
Giants
holder.
owner.
I hit the sweepstakes. Fruits of my labor getting savored in the peace state. I really risked it all. Family bills
shout out
and all.
Atlanta.
My back moving mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. I was such a night crawler. They say it's still mine's a river, mine is whitewater. I've seen my father's dark side, Luke Skywalker. Come on.
Oh.
Me too. We're all flawed. He needs empathy too. I'm trying to do my best, man. I got a fleet of responsibilities. Fred Bland. I stay twitching like a webcam.
I got a fleet of I got a fleet of responsibilities. Fred Van Fleet. That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
You can't go too long without a basketball bar from Russ, man.
Yeah,
That was dope.
my brother.
That was dope.
I think I'm done now.
I think I'm done now.
My brother pulled up.
That was dope. I like the way he
Some
flowed
real
over
bars,
that.
some real emotion. I appreciate you really coming up to the platform and going crazy like
Yeah,
that,
man.
man.
Thanks for having me.
It's
Bro.
love every time, man.
Rest in peace, Dollar.
Yeah, facts, man.
That was my favorite verse on here, man.
He went crazy, man. Long
Yeah.
live Dollar, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, Russ, thank you, my man.
Yeah, dude. Russ, that's a perfect type of beat for Russ to get those type of bars off for sure. I mean, it's right up his alley. I feel like it's something he would make. The bravado, the braggadocious rap is really good. I mean, it wasn't exactly the beat where I thought he would be doing crazy flows and alliterations, but like I said, the rhyme schemes were really good. He had a lot of really good punchlines in there. There was a couple boxing references that I know for a fact went over my head because, like I said, I'm not a huge boxing fan. I don't really know that much about boxing, but he had a couple good like rib shots, and he had a couple good boxing references in there that I didn't get. A lot of dope references, man. Really good bars. I thought this was a good freestyle, you know. Didn't go quite as crazy as I thought he might have went on a Just Incredible, but sounds like it would be like a dope song from Russ, like a barred up, relaxed, like vacation vibe type of
As a
song.
family guy, my money put him in a quagmire. Mismanaged that. Wish that I could take the damage back.
Mismanaged that. I wish I could take the damage back. That's hard.
Things went south. This that north of Atlanta rap. I thought I knew it all. Been finding out at dawn. At least I got a lot of M's. Like I'm typing out a moan. And I like how I've been grown. It's not linear, but what is? One song at a time. Been trying to tell the world who Russ is.
That's a pretty typical Russ flow.
Told my agent we should charge a milli. Cause I've been listening
that
to
was a bar.
sunny, but it's far from Philly. Grew up on Wayne. I told my agent we should charge a milli.
Got my dad a place, but it's far from Philly. Grew up with Wayne. I told my agent we should charge a milli. I mean, him getting into that bag it feels like it's probably just second nature to him.
I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall. Now he drives a Benz. I put him where it's always sunny, but it's far from Philly. Grew up on Wayne. I told my agent we should charge a milli.
That whole scheme right there about his dad, he used to watch it. What the hell did he say? I said it perfect last time.
I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress.
I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall, but now he drives a Benz. Is probably the hardest bar I heard on here. He's probably got better flips throughout this, but that's
Tired
probably
of
my
talking
favorite
about
line.
it though, and I'm fucking
Oh, that's
some
a
more
good one
drama
too.
with somebody that I love, shocker. Tired of talking about it though, and I'm fucking talking.
That's tough. That's tough, especially if you can relate to being that type of person. That's a tough ass line.
I used to scrape the resin just so I could pack a bowl. Now I'm making
I used to scrape a resin just so I could pack a bowl. Now I'm making beats.
beats and I'm in Ghani out in Jackson Hole.
I'm not rich enough to know where the hell he's talking about.
More drama with somebody that I love, shocker. Tired of talking about it though, and I'm fucking talking.
See, those are just the type of bars where that's something relatable, and he said it in a dope way. It's a cool flow.
I used to scrape
really
the
like
resin
this
just so
song.
I could pack a bowl. Now I'm making beats and I'm in Ghani out in Jackson Hole. I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall. Now he drives a Benz.
Yeah, that whole from the start of the verse to now and the next couple bars is definitely my favorite part through this whole freestyle. It's the bag that I like Russ in. He's being vulnerable. He's talking about his family issues, some of the dynamics that he's had between when he started to make more money than his dad and kind of started to be the breadwinner for the family. When people stopped, he said, people stopped turning to him and stopped turning to me, going through it. I know my dad tries to hide the pain. If he gave up and got a job, his grandpa dies in vain. It's something like that. He's talking on that Zoo album about his family dynamics and some of the stuff that they had to go where he thought money could fix it, but it just made it get worse. So I really like seeing him saying stuff like, I just got my dad a watch. He drives a Benz. I used to drive him up the wall. Like those type of bars are so hard. And it's like the rags to riches bravado rap that I came into the game loving from like Jay-Z and like one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time, Juicy by Biggie, that, you know, I'm here now and you can't tell me nothing because I got a Super Nintendo Sega Genesis. Like, you can't tell me nothing, dude. I got anything I ever wanted, and I'm making money off of this rap stuff, and you can't tell me shit. And just said it with cool flows, good rhyme schemes, and just in a way that it's good delivery.
I'm where it's always sunny, but it's far from Philly. Grew up on Wayne, I told my agent we should charge a milli. Cause I've been listening, painting Manning on the Broncos. Cause I've been trying to get it since the dudes are wearing Sperry's and the girls are wearing Chacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones. And
Another boxing bar.
I've been throwing combos ever since.
Hold up.
Chacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones. And I've been throwing combos ever since. I dropped my first song the same year that Shogun lost to John who? Chacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones.
Shogun lost to John Jones, and I've been throwing combos ever since. Like, that's fire. That's a good sequence right
are wearing
there.
Sperry's and the girls are wearing Chacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones, and I've been throwing combos ever since. Punched in the gut, I had to build my
Punched in the gut.
core.
I had to build my core. That's a good boxing sequence right there. I gotta find the damn freestyle where he flipped Albert Pujols a million times and he was doing backflips on that shit. That was a good boxing sequence right there.
Since the dudes are wearing
I knew I missed something.
And the girls are wearing Chacos.
Right here.
Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones, and I've been throwing combos ever since. Punched in the gut, I had to build my core. I flipped my boat, I didn't know if I could swim ashore. Think before you speak to me, I'm on the fucking edge. I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge.
Now you could tell that was one of Russ's favorite bars. I didn't know memory lane had a fucking edge. And then he said, you can drive yourself crazy. You can drive yourself into depression.
That's crazy, though.
Had a fucking
nostalgia.
I know that memory lane had a fucking ledge, dog. Sometimes being nostalgic makes me depressed, dog.
Sometimes being nostalgic makes me depressed. Like, you got to live in what you have right now. And sometimes that, you know, being nostalgic is cool and all that, but it could take you to a place where you wonder why you don't feel like you did then. So that's dope. I like this. I like this.
The talent God given, the sweat of hand stitch, goes around the globe, but they ruin. I feel like Bobby Orr.
I feel like he started all of these verses crazy.
Loneliness from knowing everyone's dependent on me.
Let's go crazy on him, man.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me. No one in the world has shitted on me like I've shitted on me. Lonely.
The clip, baby.
Yeah.
Russ is here. Let's go crazy on him, man.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me. Like, even just him enunciating words in that flow, which is why I talk about being able to recite verses and remembering bars, because being able to say that word for word off the dome and then go into your next flow is, I mean, it's not easy.
Here. Let's go crazy on him, man.
My chest is,
like I said, he's not doing the craziest technical lyrical stuff, but like there's really good flows here, really good rhyme schemes, and I like the delivery.
It's heavy from my expectations sitting on me. No one in the world has shitted on me like I've shitted on me.
That's that vulnerability I was talking about earlier.
Loneliness from knowing everyone's dependent on me. Trauma-based fear is putting spiritual restrictions on me. Meditation to get into in my body more. Somatic memories brewing, I feel like Bobby Orr. All this ice, but my amygdala is not chilling. Shows around the globe, but they be thinking it's just blonde women. The talent God-given, the sweat.
You could tell that pisses him off. You could tell that something like that pisses him off. Look at the way he said that.
Not chilling, shows around the globe, but they be thinking it's just blonde women. The talent God-given, the sweat of hand stitch. Drawing out my plans, but now it's looking like my hand slip. Atlantic Ocean, what I'm flying over. When I was a kid, I used to rap next to the fire poker. Now I stoke the flames on my.
That's a tough bar.
Ocean, what I'm flying over. When I was a kid, I used to rap next to the fire poker. Now I stoke the flames on my.
As a kid, I used to rap next to the fire poker. Now I stoke the flames.
Interviews are candid. I know I'm not the only one who's struggling like Sam Smith, but I'm feeling stranded. My life is insular. Running through the fire, remember running through the sprinklers.
Running through the fire, I remember running through the sprinklers? That's stupid.
Damn. I look at my own nervous system like an enemy. 0 to 100, dog. I'm waking up
at 70.
Not a celebrity, I'm just a human.
Facts.
I'm reading James Clear and Rick Rubin, trying not to skim through it. I hate I always need something I gotta triumph over. I keep the money in the family like the Giants owner. Georgia license holder. I hit the sweepstakes. Fruits of my labor getting savored in the peace state. I really risked it all. Family bills and all. Broke my back moving mountains. Jake Gyllenhaal. I was such a nightcrawler.
Okay, I don't know who Jake Gyllenhaal is. We're gonna do a Google real quick. Jake who?
It all, family bills and all, broke my back moving mountains. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. What are we saying? I might look really, really stupid for this. Moving Mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh no, it's an actor. I know who that is. Oh, we talking about Brokeback Mountain. Okay.
I really risked it all. Family bills
That's
and all. Broke my back.
funny.
Moving mountains, Jake.
I broke my back moving mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh my God. How did I not? Dude, that's funny. First of all, I've never seen that. Second of all, I'm really bad at actor names. I just call them whoever they play. No, shout out to Jake Gyllenhaal. I should know that name off the top because he's been in a lot of my favorite shit. But I broke my back moving mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. Is fucking hilarious,
I really
dude.
risked it all. Family bills and all. Broke my back.
I didn't catch
moving mountains,
that.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I was such a night crawler. They say it still mine's a river, mine is whitewater.
They say a still mind's a what?
Jake
Seeing he be saying
Gyllenhaal,
stuff
I
like
was
that
such
right
a night
after.
crawler. They say it still mine's a river, mine is whitewater. I've seen my father's dark side, Luke Skywalker. All family bills and all, broke my back moving mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. I was such a night crawler. They say it still mine's a river, mine is whitewater.
They say a still mind's a river, mine is white water.
I've seen my father's dark side, Luke Skywalker.
I've seen my father's dark side, Luke Skywalker.
But it exists in me too. We're all flawed. He needs empathy too. I'm trying to do my best, man. I got a fleet of responsibilities. Fred Bland. I stay twitching like a webcam. Yeah.
Woo! Say, twitching like a web. Dude, stop playing with Russ. All right, stop. Stop playing with Russ, man. I ain't got nothing else to say. I broke down my favorite bars, man. Stop playing with Russ. Wild coming out this summer, and you know we gonna do some reactions, man. Let's go. Thanks for watching.